Every day, office workers lose hours to the manual tasks. It is the constant friction of repetitive data entry, a cycle of paperwork and updates that keeps folders piling up while actual work remains untouched. This tax shows up in the small daily grinds. It is the time spent retyping contact details from one form to another, checking boxes for inactive accounts, or manually emailing managers every time an opportunity closes. It is the afternoon wasted hunting down dead leads that should have been archived weeks ago. Historically, solving these problems required custom engineering. Complex automations lived behind a wall of expensive Apex code, leaving most teams stuck with manual processes because the cost of building a digital solution was too high. Salesforce Flows provides a visual interface designed to bypass that coding requirement. Instead of writing text syntax, administrators build automation by connecting functional blocks on a drag-and-drop canvas. Using this logic-based approach, anyone can map out a business process to handle repetitive tasks automatically. This shifts the work from human hands to the system, reclaiming thousands of hours of labor across an organization. The first layer of any flow is the trigger. For a system to operate without a human, it must know exactly when to wake up. The Flow engine monitors 5 triggers: screen, server, button, database, or clock. The most frequent is the record-triggered flow, activating when data is created, updated, or deleted. It runs before save to fix data in transit, or after save to trigger external actions. Selecting the right trigger determines the flow's permissions. It defines how the automation interacts with the database and what actions it can take once started. Once the trigger wakes the system, it moves to the second layer, logic. This is where the flow evaluates data on the canvas to decide the next step. This decision node asks, does this phone number exist? If yes, it updates the record. If no, it creates one. For larger volumes, loops analyze records individually, like sorting an account's open cases into high, medium, and low buckets to tally issues before deactivation. This visual logic layer enables the CRM to evaluate data and enforce business rules independently. It ensures complex company policies are followed without requiring constant human oversight. The final layer of the flow is the action. This is where the engine executes the digital labor decided by the logic. In a high-priority case scenario, the action elements move instantly. The flow finds the assigned manager and modifies the record to reflect the new urgency. Simultaneously, the system triggers 3 distinct communications. It sends a custom email, pushes a bell notification to the user's dashboard, and posts an automated alert directly to the company chatter feed. Because real-world data is unpredictable, every robust flow requires a safety net called a fault path. Watch how the system handles an error, like entering a name exceeding a 40-character limit. Rather than crashing the database, the flow intercepts the bad data, reroutes it down a red fault path, and triggers a warning for the user. Combining these actions with resilient fault paths creates a highly stable system. It ensures the automation is completely reliable for a workforce without fear of data corruption. When these layers work together, the daily grind of the manual tasks disappears. The workforce moves away from data entry as the system handles the repetitive updates in the background. The results are immediate. Opportunities close when an account changes, managers receive alerts without manual pings, and dead leads vanish every midnight. This marks a shift from passive software to a system that maintains its own data integrity. The database effectively organizes itself according to the rules set by the administrator. The mechanic remains consistent. 1. Triggers wake the engine. 2. Logic decides the rules. And actions execute the work. Mastering these 3 layers allows organizations to maintain a self-sustaining system, eliminating the manual tax for good.